The next one is a question I really wanted to get on the air because I thought it was extremely important, and it came from a young lady in Fort Myers. She's married, and she says her husband doesn't understand the bankruptcy process. His pride is getting in the way, and he doesn't even want to come for a free consultation. And she says, I know this is not an issue of pride. This is about our future. And he says bankruptcy is for losers and deadbeats. Well, I get that, and I understand it. I can't get over that mindset. And quite frankly, I think it's my personal opinion. I think the gentleman is wrong. Bankruptcy is not about losers, deadbeats. Bankruptcy is about financial planning for the future. Keep that in your mind because a lot of companies go through bankruptcy. General Motors did. And I don't know if you heard the debates this week, but they're very proud. President Obama is very proud about the fact that he put the automobile industry through bankruptcy, came out much stronger. Take that down to a much smaller level. No one says that after bankruptcy, you can't pay your debts back. Bankruptcy is about taking the obligation off your shoulders now so that you can go forward, get rid of the debts that were hurting you, reorganize what you need to reorganize, come out much stronger financially. What do we want you to do when you come out much stronger financially? Pay your bills on time, build your credit score, but become an active part of society right now. A lot of people are home saying to themselves, okay, I got to pay this credit card, this credit card, this credit card. Well, wouldn't it be better if you could pay them back on your terms rather than theirs? Wouldn't it be better if you shed this debt, you walk into your medical provider one day and you say, you know, doc, when I filed bankruptcy, I owed you $500. Here's that $500. I'm sorry it took me so long. The doctor's going to take the money as long as it's a voluntary payment. If you don't think that I know that some of these debts after you file bankruptcy are going to be paid, you're bunkers. Bankruptcy court's a court of reality. I know if you owe your brother Stan $1,000 and you file bankruptcy, and I tell you, you need to include Stan on your paperwork because you owe him money, that Stan's not going to get paid later, that you're not going to pay your doctor, that you're not going to go pay this guy or that guy. I get that. I understand that. The bankruptcy court understands that. The bankruptcy code understands that. Bankruptcy trustee understands that. And the bankruptcy judge understands that. What bankruptcy does, it takes away the present obligation to pay. Now, if you decide you don't want to pay them for some reason or other, let's say your mortgage wouldn't help you and they started foreclosing on you and you don't want to pay them back, you don't have to. But you got to remember, the options are there for you to explore. Bankruptcy is not about deadbeats and losers. Anybody who's looking at that doesn't know how bankruptcy works. I get that. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of things out there I don't understand, but I'm not going to criticize it because I don't understand it. When you understand how the bankruptcy laws work to help people, you realize that bankruptcy is good for the economy, as crazy as it sounds, because think about it. You get the bad debt off the creditor's books. You get it off the debtor's books. You give the debtor an opportunity to go out there and get back into the credit game. Go out there and buy appliances, buy furniture, buy cars, buy homes. That fuels the economy. When a person's sitting home just paying Visa card every month with their disposable income, how does that fuel the economy? It doesn't. It doesn't help the little pizza guy down the road. It doesn't help buy goods at CVS. It doesn't help them pay car payments. It doesn't do anything except keep them in a lifestyle of debt that they can't get out of, charging 29% interest. I think that's kind of silly. When you learn about bankruptcy and how bankruptcy works and how it can help you, all of it can learn at a free consultation, you realize it's a financial planning tool used by businesses and individuals on occasion as a strategic option. Not so much in the individual world, but as businesses. American Airlines is in bankruptcy again. Why? Because that's what airlines do, in my opinion. Maybe they have great lawyers, I don't know, who tell them this is the planning that you need to do. But you see it happen all the time. Anybody remember the big electronics store that filed bankruptcy? I do. Circuit City. They had some really horrible contracts that they entered into, and they used the bankruptcy process to get out of them. Ultimately, it wasn't enough, and they went under. It happens. Kmart filed bankruptcy, folks. These things happen. It's a natural progression, natural order of things. So when you're thinking to yourself that, hey, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me, A lot of people, once they find out what they can do in bankruptcy, they realize bankruptcy was one of the best things that could have happened to them. It gave them the tools in their tool belt they needed to propel themselves to the next level. I wish I could show you the wall of fame, we call it in our office, with all the thank you cards and letters we got from people who came in with the exact same mentality, thinking, oh my God, this is the worst thing I could do. Then they realize, wow, I've turned my life around. I can do this, this, and this. So don't discount it. If your husband's not interested in coming to the office, I get that. And I can never change his mind. But alternatively, it may hurt you in the future, depending on what your future plans and goals are. So that's always something that's got to be worked out, the ethical side of it and the moral side of it. But good question. I'm glad I could bring it up on the show.